Mama, I want to meet Martin Luther King Jr. And Mama say, boy, he live up in Atlanta, and you ain't going up there. That's a big city. I migrated here because I had heard so much about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And when I was in the 10th grade, I asked Mama, I say, Mama, who is that man, that colored man on Ed Sullivan show? The Ed Sullivan show back in that day was something pretty much like maybe the American Idol. Oprah Winfrey had high ratings. And Ed Sullivan was a man that was just universal. And he didn't mind having any race on his show. And I told Mama, I say, Mama, I want to meet Martin Luther King Jr. And Mama say, boy, he live up in Atlanta, and you ain't going up there. That's a big city. And I said, well, Mama, when I get out of high school, I'm going. And when I got 18 years old and I told Mama, I said, do you remember what I told you when I was in the 10th grade? She said, yeah, but you don't need to go to Atlanta. It's terrible up there. And I said, well, Mama, I'm going anyhow. She didn't really give me her blessings, but she knew I was grown, well, acted grown, and she allowed me to come. And another reason I came to Atlanta, I had heard about so many clubs, nightclubs, the party life. And I didn't know the Lord, and so I wanted to come to Atlanta, really, for the second reason, to party. And I came here, man, in April 1967. It was just like a few years ago, but that's been over 4 decades. And I was in the city for 5 months. And somebody told me Dr. King was going to be speaking at Mount Moriah Baptist Church on the corner of Fair and Ashby Street. And the pastor there became one of my best friends in all of the world. And he fell asleep last year. The pastor was Reverend Creasy, Howard Creasy. And back in September of 1967, I met Dr. King there. You talking about a gracious man, a humble man, a modest man, a man with a vocabulary and diction, but love people. And he took out time, maybe 20 minutes with me, introduced me to, he said, I want you to meet Corey. And I didn't know nothing about who Corey was. I didn't know if it was a little cat he had. I mean, a real cat. What? I didn't know nothing. And he introduced me to that beautiful first lady named Coretta Scott King. And he called her Corey. And from that day to this day, I've been extremely close with the King family. And I love the King family. And today, I have pictures from 1967. I mean, the real thing. No doctored up pictures, no superimposed pictures, no foolishness. I got the real thing with my arms around Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Mrs. Coretta Scott King. I was 18 years old. He was 38 years old. And Coretta was 40 during that time. And he fell asleep the next year, April the 4th, 1968. And I've been in Atlanta, and I love Atlanta mainly because of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you.
Feeling in need of some inspiration from a great sermon? Boost your spirits and strengthen your faith anytime you feel like with powerful sermons on Brother Rollins' YouTube channel. At Brother Rollins, we understand how it feels to crave an uplifting sermon and think you have to wait till the next time you're in church. Well, you don't have to. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel for instant access to our wide collection of sermons from blessed ministers and pastors across the United States. On our YouTube channel, simply navigate to the playlist section, select the Powerful Sermons playlists, and watch uplifting sermons in their entirety. Plus, we add new sermons to this playlist every week, so you never run out of new content to watch. Find the inspiration you crave by exploring our Powerful Sermons playlist anytime, anywhere.